Okay, y'all, what is up? What is up? It's been a long time, and I apologize, y'all. It's really been a me thing. This move, like moving from where I live to where I am now. Don't get me wrong. I love my new environment and where I'm at, but it's hard to explain. It's kind of been like a damper on my mood. Like I haven't been in the mood to make videos or blog, and I'm starting to get my mojo back. It's weird, y'all. I'm a Pisces. I'm moody. I go through things. You guys like stick with me and you'll realize that. And I'm going to talk about it with you because I want to talk about mental health also in the future. So I want to touch on today everything that has happened since my last video, update on all this T.I and Tiny and Shekinah and Sabrina and the accusers, all these things that's been happening since my last video. Everything is messy as hell. Everything is like, to me, it's ongoing. It's kind of being repetitive now. There's not been no results really. But I would like to touch on things from the beginning. So since my last video, on April 6th, 2021, three more accusers came out. So I'm going to read this article for you guys, and then I'm going to get back to my rant. So rapper T.I and his wife Tamika Tiny Harris are denouncing allegations once again against them after three more accusers have came forward with abuse claims against the couple. Attorney Tyrone Blackburn, y'all remember Tyrone? That's the guy that is representing Sabrina in her defamation case, and he's also representing the accusers, the anonymous accusers that's accusing T.I and Tiny of the SA. I'm going to say SA because I'm trying to learn this YouTube algorithm thing, you guys, and I'm realizing that there's certain words I can't say. I can't cuss too much. That's going to be a problem for me because I am a cuss box. That's just me. But, I'm trying to learn it so I can possibly, you know what I'm saying, get verified or whatever the hell on YouTube. I tried to apply for it and they basically denied me, and I'm feeling like it's because of my language. So I'm going to try to clean that up, but it's going to be a hard process, so bear with me. So anyways, back to this. So like I said, Tyrone is the attorney that's representing them. So who is already representing 11 other accusers, has retained three more accusers. So from the 11 that we already talked about in the previous videos, there are three more, boosting it to 14. So now there are 14 accusers seeking a criminal investigation into T.I, Tiny, and associates. So not just T.I and Tiny, you guys. It could be anybody that's around them. Entourage, security, friends, hanger-ons, all that type of shit. The latest claims include drugging, sex trafficking, and rape. None of the accusers has shared their names. I shouldn't even say that now. I should have said the R word. Steve Sato, counsel for the couple, which that's their lawyer, called the new allegations scurrilous in a statement to U.S. Today, asking for the accusers to reveal themselves publicly. By hiding behind anonymous allegations, the unnamed accusers effectively render themselves not credible and unworthy of belief. We say, stop trying to manipulate the press and misuse the justice system, and let the light shine on their identity so we can go about disproving these scurrilous accusations. Y'all, forgive me. I know I butchered that word. Scurrilous, whatever. Look it up. Find it yourself. Read it yourself. But anyway. So that happened on April 6th since my last video. And then here it continues. It says, one of the most jarring claims come from a woman who details an encounter with the couple in Miami when she was 20 years old. She says that T.I forced her to swallow a pill and to take a powdered substance, which drugged her. She alleges Tiny then proceeded to engage in sexual intercourse and she could not consent. Another woman, also 20 at the time, claimed she was drugged and raped by T.I and one of his male friends again in Miami in May of 2010. Blackburn says he has received medical records for the victim. The third accuser says she was sex trafficked in Nevada, California, and Florida by the couple. Blackburn sent criminal referrals to U.S. and state attorneys in Georgia and California, as well as the Los Angeles District Attorney Office, requesting criminal probes, the release noted. A representative for the Georgia Attorney General Office confirmed they had received the request but declined further comment. Okay, so what I do know, you guys, is that in all these states that they're seeking an investigation in, I know that I'm not for sure if all cases or how many cases are based out of California, but a case in California was closed because of the statute of limitations. So it was too old of a case for them to try. So a case in California has been closed, but I'm not for sure if it's more than one. But they're still actively seeking cases in Georgia, in Nevada, in Florida. And the thing about it is, with T.I and Tiny being from Atlanta, and I'm pretty sure Georgia being Atlanta basically is where shit probably popped off for whatever T.I and Tiny had going on. With them, with the cases in Georgia, makes me feel like that might be the hardest place to kind of get something popping off as far as an investigation, being that Ti rather has a lot of ties in the Atlanta community. Atlanta is very close knit. You know, they're a state, not state, but a city where they stick together. They have Atlanta pride. They work together. You know, they make music together. They're not separated or against each other. Not everybody, rather. For the most part, Atlanta is like that. So T.I has a lot of ties in the community, along with the mayor, Keisha Lance Bottoms, which I'm not for sure. I've seen that Keisha stepped down as mayor or is stepping down. So they have ties, I'm pretty sure. So I'm not for sure if they've been accused of intimidation. Well, T.I has. So I'm not pretty sure how the case in Georgia is gonna go, for them or whatever. But this is why it took me so long to kind of like come out. I didn't want to come out every time an article came out, because it seemed like every other week there was an article coming out saying, hey, T.I and Tiny, 4 more accusers, 3 more accusers. It's like up to like at least 21 accusers now, you guys. Like, it's a lot of accusers that's coming out against T.I and Tiny. But a lot of the cases that I'm hearing about are old. They're from '07, '05, which is not an issue. But I'm just saying they're older cases. So I'm not for sure if they have in their lineup of accusers anybody that has recent claims of an abuse or recent claims or of, sexual assault. I'm not for sure. So, all these cases are older, but I really just feel like nothing's really going on. And if it is, they're not letting it be known. I also want to make this point be known, just something that I noticed. When the allegations first popped off, when the whole thing with Sabrina popped off and T.I got online and made his whole little like acknowledging the situation and telling everybody that things weren't true or whatever like that. Ever since then, T.I and Tiny for the most part were kind of quiet. They were playing it very low. They weren't really going places or out in the media like that. I know that they got excused from the Family Hustle. So right when they were about to start filming for the new season of Family Hustle, they were asked to basically like VH1 shut that down until all this is cleared up, I'm thinking, or just shut it down. So no more Family Hustle, I guess, until that's all cleared up. And also T.I got dropped from the Ant-Man movie. So that also was another thing that was, that happened. That was another bad loss for T.I and Tiny. But what I have been noticing, that when the allegations first came about back in January, T.I and Tiny got real low. Like, outside of him losing the Family Hustle and the Ant-Man deal, they weren't really doing too much outside of maybe posting about Eris, because you know Eris, baby Eris does the like YouTube thing and they post her. But up until Mother's Day, when the verses happened between Escape and SWV, and for those of you that don't know, T.I.'s wife Tiny was a part of the R&B group Escape back in the early 90s. So they had a verses on Mother's Day, and a lot of people was skeptical. Some people thought maybe she wasn't gonna do it or she shouldn't do it. But it was done, and I feel like Tiny wasn't gonna miss no verses. She wasn't gonna miss that. Her time to finally get up there and show what she got and show what she can do. Cause y'all know she been trying to break out as an artist, but T.I has been hindering her because he wants her to be his wife. He doesn't want her to be all out in the videos, all in the songs. You know what I'm saying? So she over there at death row. But that's what she chooses to do. So I can't blame T.I for that, because she chooses to be submissive and do what he tell her to do. But they, outside of that, when the verses happened, then I started to see more of them. And you started to see T.I posting things on Instagram or Twitter. He was at QC's quality controls label head P's birthday party and took pictures, and he's starting to make his presence known. So that's one of the things that I've also been noticing that's been going on throughout this whole process. Another thing that's been going on in between all this mess is not Ti. Tiny and Shekinah's friendship is completely over. So if you all know, Tiny and Shekinah have been friends for a good amount of years now. They've done shows. Shekinah has appeared on The Family Hustle. Tiny and Shekinah has had their own show. And they've been best friends for the longest, but a couple weeks ago there was a whole thing where Shekinah had came out and finally voiced her grievances on Tiny and the whole situation of their friendship and the things that's been going on behind the scenes. And I'm gonna play a little clip with it, and I'm gonna come back with my commentary.
To do with none of that shit she got going on. She let the world tear me up. That's what I said. You know what? I done did your half for free. I done kissed your motherfucking ass. I done been there for you. You done took all my old friends. Now they your best friends because y'all pay attention. All you gotta do is pay attention. All y'all gotta do is pay attention. All you gotta do is pay attention to what? How the devil tried to fucking destroy Shekinah. Playing in my face with some bitches that went never my motherfucking friend. I still was cool. Still didn't go crazy. Y'all still ain't never seen me go to Wendy Williams and tell a story. Y'all still ain't never heard of me on no radio station telling a story. But this shit right here, this shit hit a little different, see. This shit right here hit a little different. This woke me up to let me know, this girl don't fuck with you. Now you let me go out with these motherfuckers. You don't even say, hey man, it was Shekinah. Shekinah ain't had shit to do with that shit. But get what? The reason I took up for them folk like that, cause when that hoe bought my name, I wish somebody would have took up for me like that. When somebody bought my name, I wanted somebody to return a favor, so you do unto people as you want to be treated. But it's my motherfucking fault because I already knew better.
So from what I heard, okay, so I feel a lot of ways about Shekinah, right? But I'm not going to try to touch on everything. I'm going to try not to. Sometimes I get to going and I just get to going. Okay, one thing I can say, Shekinah is very sensitive. She seems like she cries at the drop of a dime. Any grievances she has with her friends or anybody, if y'all have any kind of conversation about it or you try to come to her about it, she's going to cry. That is just Shekinah. But I truly believe that Shekinah has the fame that Shekinah has had. And she kind of spoke about this. She was saying that people were saying that the fame that she had achieved by appearing in TV shows like Family Hustle and Tiny and Shekinah, that she let the fame go to her head. And I don't know about that. I don't know, right? what I'm gonna say is, I think she loves the new attention that she's received from being a so-called celebrity. If you are on Instagram and if you follow Shekinah, she is constantly on live. She is constantly dealing with people that you would not think that she would deal with, like Bad Bitch Shamar. It was a whole fiasco with the I don't want to. He's not transgender. He is a handicapped gay male, and I'm pretty sure he has mental issues, but I ain't gonna throw that out there because I'm not sure. But he is a thing on social media. And people like to go and speculate and laugh at what he got going on. And he and Shekinah were really close, and then they had a falling out. And by him kind of being special needs in this way that Shekinah was handling that situation, it made me take a side look at her, because I feel like, why are you doing this? You can be off into other things. This is why some people make the judgments about you that they do, because you find yourself in low level situations. Okay, but that's besides the point. In the video, Shekinah voiced that Tiny has never spoken up for her. Shekinah is always trying to speak for Tiny. She's always trying to offer up a statement, and we never know if it came from Tiny or whatever. But according to Shekinah, the things that she has said in the past regarding the Sabrina situation came from Tiny. That Tiny was there. Now, do I think that Tiny told Shekinah to get on the internet and say that? But I also feel like Shekinah was gonna do it anyway, but Tiny was there. And Tiny, by, you know how you get around your girls, y'all talking about the situation, they geeking you up like, yeah, girl, and that bitch, and da 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 da, and I'm gonna get on live, and she get the going, and Tiny probably in the background shaking her head like, yep, yep, yep. And Tiny really didn't think of the length of the situation until it was on social media and the backlash came from it. And then Tiny, what she did was, went back, and her husband seen the video, and now she's backtracking. Oh, I didn't tell her to do that. Why would I tell her to put that on there, and such and such, such and such? And it's like, because, bitch, you knew you wasn't gonna say it, so yeah, why not use Shekinah as a pawn? You know she loved the attention, the clout, the love to go live, so why not use Shekinah? And I think that's very much what happened. And Shekinah is tired of taking the fall for Tiny because of what her husband want her to do, because that's what I believe. It all boils down to T.I. And let's get this straight, T.I. has never liked Shekinah. If you got a good little memory like I do, I remember when Family Hustle, because that's when I used to first watch it, when it first came out. Then I started realizing this shit fake. They not giving us real situations outside of that Deja shit. But I used to watch it when it first was on, and he never liked her. Never. Always felt like she was classless, ghetto. He treated her like shit. Didn't want Tiny hanging with her. Didn't see why Tiny hung with the girl. And that plays a part in how Tiny deals with Shekinah, because she's one way with Shekinah and gets around her husband. She let her husband disrespect her friend, say whatever you want to say about the girl. And he probably feels like Shekinah is a bad ghetto influence on Tiny, not knowing Tiny is her own ghetto ass mess. You feel me? But that's just how shit go. So your girl Tiny did respond to that, and she said, and I'm gonna put it up for y'all to read yourselves, but I'm also gonna read it. It says, y'all can believe this dizzy bitch if you like. Why in the fuck would I ask her to say what she said? True enough, she wanted to speak up for me as a friend, and I appreciate that, but I never ever told her to say any of the shit she said. That's on my life. And even in everything I love, she wrote me a book and said people don't need to know yet, going to live talking about me daily. Worst kind of friend to have. If we not cool, we not cool. Move on as I have quietly. It's a shame I'm addressing this bullshit now. Just sick of all the lies day after day. I will forever wish her nothing but the best still. It's sad when close friends turn to enemies, but God has his way and I won't. Whatever. I don't know what the end of that say. But as y'all can see, Tiny is backtracking. as far as I feel like what Shekinah feels like. Tiny is backtracking because what happened was that live came out. Tiny was at home with her husband and she heard what T.I had to say about that shit and it wasn't good and she backtracked. She couldn't let her husband know she was there around Shekinah, letting Shekinah get on live and say all that shit. She couldn't be the one to say that. She didn't want to feel the wrath of her husband. She didn't want to be to blame for that. So who's the next person close in line? Shekinah. Oh, it's okay to let Shekinah take the blame. And I think Shekinah is over that. She's over that shit. Like she said, Tiny done took all her friends, all her old friends, Tiny friends. You know, with clout and fame is a hell of a drug. But one thing I do agree with Tiny about is if we not cool no more, we just not cool. Any friend that I have, I've never had a falling out with them on social media. I have your number. I know how to cuss you out in person. I really feel like that's some lame ass shit to get on Facebook and talk about anything or any friend, family member. All that shit is lame. Celebrity shit is some new shit because they make it seem like it's okay to get on the internet and blast people. And that shit is fake and lame as hell. You lame. You're lame. Okay? So yeah, I agree with Tiny on that. But outside of that, it's really haven't been a lot. Oh, forgot to touch on this. So Sabrina drops a video and let me play that for y'all.
Tell the truth about me. Tell the truth about what you did to me and apologize. I'm gone. I don't want one dime. I don't want one dime. And here's the other stipulation. Do it within 7 days. Do it within 7 days. I don't want when you just listen. Do this what I'm saying right now within 7 days.
As y'all can see, Sabrina just did some lame ass shit, and I have a problem with this because this is why nobody really takes this case that serious. This is the reason why people don't know what to believe. This is why people second guess this case, because you have such a scandalous person behind the whole thing. It's like, I hate that if God is the one behind this and not Satan. I hate that if God, and I ain't even gonna question God, but God using Sabrina as a vessel for these victims to bring all this shit to the light because she's so scandalous. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I have a video that I will put in the link for you guys to watch and catch up on the character of Sabrina Peterson or whatever the fuck her name is. But yeah, like this is, it just blows me, right? So T.I responds with a quick little message, and it was real quick. So as y'all can see, T.I is like an apology. Child, please. I ain't giving you shit, bitch. But, I mean, and that was me paraphrasing. He didn't say bitch or none of that type of shit. But you know what I'm saying? He laughed at it, said, what apology, basically. Because she playing Rose. Sabrina's playing Rose. It's like she's making the whole case look bad. That's why they feeling comfortable, because she makes it look bad. Like, she needs to be silent and go somewhere. Until your defamation case is over, girl, boo, honey, please find something to do, because you're ruining it. You're ruining, I can't even say ruin, y'all. She's ruining it. You know what the fuck I'm trying to say. I can't say it. But she's messing it up. But yeah, y'all, today T.I also dropped a video mocking Sabrina in the whole situation, which she came out with a whole long paragraph story about how T.I making himself look dumb. And I'll post that too. But I also want to just touch on how these allegations are starting to trickle down to the children, which I was afraid of and kind of felt like it would happen. But yeah, it's starting to trickle down to the children. Zanique had an interesting situation with some random jumping on her live. And then King had a situation outside of, they say, the Trap Museum, and he went to, his might have turned dangerous. So I'm gonna show you guys these, then I'm gonna come back real quick for some quick commentary. Wasn't expecting this video to be that long, and yeah, we're gonna get it popping.
Get picked up. Listen, I'm scared for my life, my sister, my mother and father. I don't want to get picked up. So why are they taking people for? I want to know what's wrong, what's up with that. Like, you with them too? What's going on? Why y'all taking kids and people?
I can't even turn this. I can't even take this nigga off.
No, stop taking fucking people, bitch. Listen, you and your fucking family, I got all them fucking people in the fucking basement. Stop taking them fucking people. dumb asses. Watch.
Bad. Yes, sir. Look, this what I'm about to do. Y'all got like a flyer y'all posted? Y'all posted like a flyer? I'm about to put y'all flyer on my page right now. So yeah, y'all go check the story. Y'all about. Now it's just me. Now it's just me.
You and live.
Nah, you don't want to get this workout on live, man.
You don't want to get this workout.
Nah, you don't want to get this workout. I don't know. How you feeling today? What's today? Today?
You didn't come on Monday, huh?
I did
We're going to do a little arm, don't worry.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, I see the hair.
Thank you. Damn. I'm the only one in here.
3 hours later.
Alright, what you want to do? You from here?
Yeah, I'm from here.
Alright, so.
Oh, hell yeah, let's go.
What's up with you, bro? What's up with you, bro?
Let's go.
Put your head around me talking out so like you want to do something. What's up, bro?
Oh, Lord.
What's up, bro?
Nothing.
What? What? Relax or what?
Nothing.
Or what?
Nothing.
Or what? Because you just ride me like a hoe.
This could be a good one. Get out of the way.
Get about your business, man. Get about your business, man.
All right, y'all. Thank you for listening to this video. This video was longer than I wanted it to be, but I haven't did a video in a minute, so things have happened in between that time, and I wanted to basically bring everybody up to speed. I also wanted to mention that I wanted to start going live because for me, that is the more convenient way for me to be able to speak on here, and I want to be able to have conversations with you guys for us to build up a rapport and, you know, be able to get on live and talk about different topics and mental health and things like that. So if you guys fuck with me, please subscribe. If you guys like my video, please subscribe and let me know how you feel in the comments about the video, about the content, and would you like to basically for me to start going live, and will you participate and things like that. So let me know the deal, and like, share, comment, subscribe, and thank you for listening.